Thank you for joining, Luca. So Accel has just been announced as one of the top funds in Dealroom's Power Law Investor Ranking. You guys have backed more companies at Series A in EMEA to unicorn status than any other fund. So yeah, first of all, congrats. But also, I'm interested in how you guys have done it. You've been around for a little while, but what's some of your secret sauce of how you back such great companies?
Thank you very much for having me. Look, there's no real secret sauce. I would maybe start saying that these congratulations should go to our portfolio companies, founders, because at the end of the day, those are the years that made this possible. But maybe going back for an important concept, we founded our operations in Europe 25 years ago. Actually, we celebrate our 25th anniversary. And we started in Europe long ago with a simple concept, which was great companies can be built from anywhere. We thought that great innovation and great leadership and talent was definitely available in Europe, but yet we couldn't see the signs. So fast forward 25 years now, we can say successfully it's happening, and we're very proud of that. I think Europe as an ecosystem gone far, and I think we've been part of it since the early days. So probably a big piece of our success so far has been centered around making sure that we can stay close to those innovation hubs and those innovations that are happening from people. So staying close to the talent, staying close to successful repeat entrepreneurs or experienced executives that have been seeing greatness across those early success stories, and really keep close to them. I think probably that's the most important piece.
And what's changed in that 25 years? Because I mean, beyond kind of growth of the ecosystem, so there's now like over 1,000 unicorns, 700 thoroughbreds. But in terms of vibe and the way that you guys operate in the ecosystem, what's changed since 2000?
I think a lot, of course. I will start with the two most obvious things. I think Europe, of course, is a collection of different countries and cities, as we know. Back 25, but even I would say even 15 years ago, the vast majority of concentration of talent was centered around very few cities. The obvious hubs, right? So London, to a certain extent, Paris, Berlin, Stockholm has always been early, but it was very little going on outside of those. That has changed dramatically. I'll come to that in a second. And the other variable was more, going back to what I told you, early 2000s, mid 2000s, were not that many success stories, right? So you could not, as an individual, as a wannabe entrepreneur, look up for someone next to you and say, oh, wow, I really want to follow this trajectory. I really taking admiration and inspiration from that founder. There was not a lot of that. So a lot of founders needed to start by themselves, needed to take inspiration by people that they didn't have around themselves. They didn't have also the ability to attract people that have been already in the trenches with some other companies before. So that has changed dramatically today, because you mentioned some interesting stats. Think about our many success stories we now have. We have amazing entrepreneurs such as Daniel Ek from Spotify, Ilka from Supercell, the founders of Adyen, that have created global success stories. So if I put myself in the shoes of entrepreneurs or willing entrepreneurs today, they can look up at so many next to them. So that has changed, and it's very powerful. And the other one is more talent. So across engineering, product, marketing, sales, you can attract people that have been used to it, that have seen already greatness, that have already seen execution at high velocity. That is very powerful, because we call it internally the flywheel effect, that attracts and compounds and continue to spin. And Europe, I think, is in the middle of it, and it was not the case before.
And the other thing that's changed is the investor landscape, because when we were doing this analysis, we were doing analysis of 22,000 active VCs in the world.
Pretty scary number.
Well, yeah, exactly. So how do you compete? Because that must be completely different as well. And do you feel that competition?
Of course, we do feel that competition, but I wouldn't say that, forget about 25 years ago, but I wouldn't say that the last decade competition was not there, right? So I think competition has been in our industry a leitmotif and a testament of how good is the opportunity set. I think, as we often repeat, capital follow entrepreneurs. It's not the other way around. I think there's enough capital because there's enough industry and there's enough attractive investment that you can make. So I think competition is part of the equation. It's always been. I think we're happy to see it. We think it's positive for the ecosystem. It's actually sometimes good for us because it's inspiring. When you have good competitors, I think you're always pushed to do better, and we like that. But I would have never said 22,000 as a number, so that is a bit surprising and a bit scary maybe, but I think, look, it is a great testament of how far the industry has gone.
And you mentioned some amazing companies like Spotify that have scaled to like proper global companies from Europe. Where do you see the next ones coming from? The next $100 billion plus companies? Is it from, a lot of AI going on? You back some amazing companies like Enthusiasm, Lovable, growing super fast.
Yes.
Is it there or is it elsewhere? Where should we be looking at?
I think we have hopes that we're going to see the next generational company emerging across different sectors. I think you mentioned some very inspiring companies such as Enthusiasm, Lovable, that are AI native. So yes, we think we're going to see there. But also we do think that the broader fintech and consumer ecosystem still room for creating very large companies. Spotify, at the end of the day, created a global play out of Europe, which is still in the making. And we do see the opportunity for more consumer stories to emerge from Europe, create global success stories, can be connected with gaming, continuing the transition that Europe has, such as Supercell that I mentioned. That's another area. And then cybersecurity, I think, is another fertile area where the broader EMEA ecosystem has been developing amazing stories. It's a big market that is only growing. I think why not? That could be another area too. So hopefully across different verticals.
And geographically, we're here in Copenhagen right now. You're talking about going to Bits and Pretzels in Munich and maybe Italy. Is it broader geographically than ever before as well?
Yes, absolutely. I think over the last 25 years, interesting stats for you, we invested more than 150 companies. Those 250 companies are based in more than 70 cities across 25 countries or so. So think of it. It speaks for itself. It's incredibly fragmented. The next great company can come from anywhere. In our portfolio, we have exceptional stories such as Vinted, which is based in Vilnius, Lithuania. UiPath was based on Bucharest, Romania. Supercell, we mentioned before, Helsinki. It can happen everywhere. It doesn't have to be only in large countries and big cities. And no offense to them, of course, right? Because you're going to see that continue to play a role, but it's going to be more distributed.
Super exciting. Well, thank you very much. Congratulations again. And we'll see where you guys come out.
Thank you for having me.